Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for subscribing, those of you that have. Those of you that haven't, it's not a problem, it's cool. As I maintain, this is really just about my journey of owning and living with a Porsche Taycan. I have to say, since getting the car, I haven't spent as much time in my life driving nowhere. Any excuse to get in the car and drive it, I'm in it. I'm absolutely loving it. And I know it's been getting a bit of a bad rap from certain people who've had a bad experience, and I do feel for those people, but generally I've had no issues with the car at all, considering how complicated this car is as far as the brains behind how it performs, etc, etc. So yeah, unbelievable experience. I'm absolutely in love with the car, the way it looks, the way it drives, everything. And you know, as I say, you know, for me, owning a Porsche is not so much a dream come true. It's more something that I never even thought would even happen. And you know, if you'd have told me when I was 5 or whatever, playing my little toy Porsches, that, you know, one day I'll own one, I probably would have looked at you and said, yeah, I know. But no, joking aside, it would have been a far-fetched dream. But anyway, love the car. One of the things that I did talk about when I ordered the car was the delays that I went through for various reasons, and also some of the items that were taken off the specification. One of them being the Bose audio system. Now, for me, music in the car, and I don't want to get stereotypical, but you know, a black man likes his bass. And you know, one of the things that I do like in the car is quality of sound. I don't just want it booming, I want it clear, I want it crisp, and I want it to sound good. Did I want to fork out the additional £4,000 for the Burmeister system? Not really. So I went somewhere in the middle and went for the Bose system, because everything I'd read about the base entry-level audio system in the Porsches, especially the Taycans, were getting a pretty bad rap, and it scared the hell out of me, because that was really going to ruin my experience of owning the car. So I spec'd it, and lo and behold, after XYZ months, year and a half of waiting, I then get the final specification and bad news that the car's been built. Oh, and by the way, we've removed the Bose audio system because of the chip shortage. Not enough Bose stereos to fit in your car. So that was really not the news I wanted to hear. I've got to be brutally honest with you. It was, okay, how do I get out of this? Because, you know, I don't want to live with a car that just sounds crap. So I started mulling it through and thinking, okay, why is the system going to sound so bad? And one of the reasons is, and I'm sure, you know, car audio people are going to maybe jump on me and shame me, name me, whatever, but this is a real life scenario and it works for me. So really, thinking about it, the power of the car audio system, as far as I'm concerned, is enough. There's enough wattage for me. I don't need my ears to bleed. So really what we're talking about is a lack of tops, mid-range and bass. Now, that is the quality of the sound as opposed to the loudness. So what we're talking about is how we process the sound so that the car has a better opportunity to amplify a nice sound. Now, generally from your phone, especially if you're using Apple and you're using Apple Music, you don't have a graphic equalizer in that app. So the sound is flat. So it requires the car's audio and the car's bass, treble and frequency controls to give you the full sound that you want. Now, the other thing to mention as well is if you use something like Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, or you put your account physically into the car so that the car is tapping into the music directly, then you are really omitting any chance to equalize the sound, because you're bypassing the phone. You're no longer using the phone. Apple CarPlay will not use the phone. It will be tapping into your account, playing and downloading the tracks itself and playing them, streaming them in the car. So you're relying on the bass and the treble of the car to give you the quality of the sound that you want. With Android Auto, slightly different in that you are using the phone's, shall we say, capability to transmit the sound to the car, but you will still omit any ability to equalize it, because Android Auto doesn't use equalization. It cuts it out completely. It just takes the source sound and beams it to the car, Bluetooth or wireless, and then plays it. So I would say don't use Android Auto, and I know it's got all those lovely features with the navigation and all the rest of it, but honestly, I drive around, I use my contacts, I use the hands-free calling, and I use the Google built-in navigation of the car. I do not need Android Auto. Don't use it at all. So don't use Android Auto, don't use Apple CarPlay, don't use the built-in Apple Music ability in the car to tap into your account. Just use your phone to process the sound, and just connect your phone to the car using Bluetooth, just straightforward Bluetooth, and just make your phone a source. But what we're going to do is we're going to equalize the sound to give the car that beefy sound that we want. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play you what the sound sounds like before any processing. So here I'm using Apple Music, and I'll show you the equalizer that I use in a minute. In actual fact, if I just quickly show you in Apple Music, if I go into my settings and go into equalizer, on Android you actually get an equalizer. Okay, so I have adjusted this already to equalize all of my sound that I play from Apple Music via Bluetooth to be equalized. So some of you that already hear the sound as basic, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to put it on normal, and I'm going to play some music, and then I'm going to tweak the sound as it plays. So if I go to just kill that, right, let's go to Apple Music and play a track. Okay, and let's go for Phone Line, Polo and Bryson. Always a goodie. I'm hoping this is picking up.
In the party, trying to disconnect, out of body, in my element, nearly flying, ready to transcend. Then I hear my phone ring and it's you again, complaining, so restrained.
To me, that's really nice warm bass.
Solo raving, give me less so you live and pace it. Cool it with the statement,
a little bit lacking there.
Cool it with the sensitive, but no, I still hear the tone. You must be out of your mind.
Okay, so that's standard. Let's play with the equalizer a little bit in Apple Music, see how we can get more out of the sound. So that's with a bit of EQ, purely in Apple Music. Just give it some more tops, middle, and a bit of bass. That sounds fucking ace. Brilliant. And that's just first stage equalization. So that's literally just doing equalization inside Apple Music. So as I say, that's basic equalization within the Android Apple Music app. Unfortunately, Apple users don't get an equalizer in the app. Don't ask me why. There's got to be some technical reason why the Apple developers can't do it. Makes no sense to me whatsoever why that is the case. But Apple users, the Apple app doesn't have an equalizer built into it, so there's no way to do what I've just done as an Apple user. You would need to do the second stage that I've done, which is to use a third-party app, and the third-party app that I'm using on Android is Power Amp Equalizer. So Power Amp Equalizer, if you can see that, Power Amp Equalizer, that's what I'm using, and I use that as an additional level of equalization. It's a brilliant app because it allows you to have settings for the different audio devices you've got. So car, in-ear, headphones, phone speaker. You can have different equalizer setups depending on what you're listening through. And it auto detects whether you're playing car audio, in-ear audio, or speaker. It knows the connection, so it simply brings up the preset and starts using that particular equalizer. So there's much more control within this particular piece of software. I've done many more tweaks, but this gives the sound of, I would say, a much more expensive sound system. So I'll just give you a little demo of that. So now we've got the sound going through the EQ. Let's turn it up a little bit. Already I can hear there's fuller sound with less volume, so we're only on level 10 at the moment. I can already hear the sound is fuller. So you can hear the bass is deeper, bigger, fuller, better mid-range. And bass is only at 22% in this particular app. Even more bass, cleaner tops. Yeah. So here I am. I'm just pushing up the boost. If it's too much, you can just pull it down a bit. You hear the difference? Pop it up. There you go. Nothing wrong with the bass sound system in the Taycan. The basic sound system sounds fucking beautiful, as long as you give it the right source. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. So for all those with the bass audio system out there with crappy sound, try some of the tips I've just given you, and I'm sure they'll help you. They helped me, and I'm actually glad I saved some money not putting the Bose system in, because actually not missing it. Perfectly happy with this sound system. Alright, so I hope that's helped. If you've liked what I've done, send me a comment. If you want some more updates, again, comment, tell me what you want me to try and look into, and I'll try and do your video for it. But subscribe, because then I'll know what I'm doing is worthwhile. Otherwise, there's no point me doing it if it's not helping anyone. But yeah, I hope this has helped. Comment, tell me what else you need, and I'll do my best to get that sorted for you. So see you later. Hopefully see you on the next video. Take it easy.